Hi, thank you for joining me for this inaugural edition of Insight from My Book, where we explore ideas, leadership principles, civic values, and practical wisdom from the books I have written over the years. Whether you are joining us from New York or California, Texas or Florida, Alaska or Hawaii, or from American communities serving, studying, working, and living abroad around the world, I am honored to have you with us today. My name is Reverend Dr. Clarence R. Pearson, Sr. I am a pastor, researcher, leadership consultant, public policy observer, and author with a passion for helping individuals, communities, institutions, and nations grow through wisdom, ethical leadership, responsible citizenship, and informed decision making. Today, I would like to share an important insight from one of my latest books, Neither Left Nor Right: The Battle for America's Democratic Soul. This book was written at a time when many Americans are asking difficult questions about the future of our republic. Can America remain united despite deep political differences? Can our democratic institutions survive growing distrust? Can future generations inherit a stronger nation than the one we see today? And perhaps most importantly, can Americans disagree without becoming enemies? These questions form the foundation of this book. Our focus today comes from the introduction, the American coin. The central lesson is both simple and profound. America is like a coin. A coin has two sides. Each side is different. Each side faces a different direction. Each side contains unique features. Yet neither side alone is the coin. The value of the coin exists because both sides remain connected as one whole. The same principle applies to the United States of America. Two sides, one nation. Throughout our history, Americans have disagreed. The founders disagreed. The states disagreed. Congress has disagreed. Citizens have disagreed. Political parties have disagreed. Yet, despite those disagreements, the nation endured because Americans generally understood that disagreement was part of democracy, not a threat to democracy. Today, however, something has changed. Increasingly, Americans are tempted to believe that the nation's problems would disappear if only the other side would go away. Some believe America would be better if conservatives disappeared. Others believe America would be better if liberals disappeared. Some believe the nation's future depends upon permanent victory for one side. Others believe the nation can only be saved if the opposing side is permanently defeated. But history teaches a different lesson. America has never been strongest when one side dominates. America has been strongest when competing ideas are debated, challenged, refined, and balanced within democratic institutions. The Republic was built for disagreement. It was never built for domination. Why? Neither side represents the whole. One of the greatest mistakes in modern politics is believing that any political movement fully represents America. No party owns the Constitution. No ideology owns freedom. No movement owns patriotism. No generation owns the future. The political left contributes important perspectives about justice, equality, opportunity, and social reform. The political right contributes important perspectives about liberty, responsibility, tradition, and institutional stability. Neither side is complete by itself. Each sees some truths more clearly than others. Each has strengths, each has weaknesses, each requires the corrective influence of the other. That is not a flaw in democracy. That is one of democracy's greatest strengths. The American system was intentionally designed to prevent any single faction from becoming all powerful. The founders understood something we must remember today. Human beings are imperfect. Power requires limits, and freedom requires balance. The danger of political absolutism. The greatest threat to America is not disagreement. The greatest threat is absolutism. Absolutism occurs when people become convinced that their side alone possesses truth, virtue, and legitimacy. It happens when compromise becomes betrayal. It happens when opponents become enemies. It happens when winning becomes more important than preserving the system itself. History repeatedly demonstrates that democratic societies become vulnerable when political competition transforms into political warfare, when citizens stop trusting elections, institutions, courts, legislatures, and one another. Democratic stability begins to weaken. The danger is not passionate political beliefs. The danger is believing that democracy itself is expendable if it fails to produce our preferred outcomes. That temptation exists on the left, that temptation exists on the right, and that temptation must be resisted by all Americans. Why this matters right now. This conversation matters because America stands at a critical moment in its history. Trust in institutions has declined. Political polarization has intensified. Social media often rewards outrage rather than understanding. Families, communities, workplaces, and even friendships have been strained by political divisions. At the same time, the world is watching. America's strength has never rested solely upon its military power, economic influence, or technological innovation. Its greatest strength has been its ability to govern a remarkably diverse people through democratic institutions and constitutional principles. When America functions well, it strengthens democratic confidence around the world. When America struggles, the effects are felt far beyond its borders. This is why the stakes are so high. This is not merely about elections, it is about the long term health of the republic itself. What is at stake for the next generation? Perhaps the most important reason for this discussion is the next generation. Young Americans are watching. They are learning from how adults handle disagreement. They are observing how leaders exercise power. They are watching how institutions are treated. They are learning whether democracy is something worth protecting. If they inherit a nation where every disagreement is treated as a crisis, every election as a battle for survival, and every opponent as an enemy, the future of democratic self government becomes uncertain. But if they inherit a nation where disagreement is managed constructively, where institutions remain trusted, and where citizenship remains a shared responsibility, then democracy can continue to thrive. The future is not determined, it is inherited, and every generation helps decide what will be passed forward. This week, I encourage every American to reflect on three simple questions. One, do I value democracy only when my side wins? Two, am I willing to listen to viewpoints different from my own? Three, what kind of America am I helping to leave for the next generation? These questions are not designed to change your political beliefs. They are designed to strengthen your democratic citizenship. A healthy republic requires conviction, but it also requires humility. One of the reasons I wrote this book is because I believe America is better than its current divisions. I believe most Americans, regardless of political affiliation, want safe communities, economic opportunity, responsible government, equal justice, personal freedom, and a brighter future for their children. The problem is not that Americans want different things. Often, the disagreement is about how best to achieve those goals. I also believe that many citizens are exhausted by the constant pressure to choose sides in every issue and every conversation. This book offers a different perspective. It argues that America's future depends not on choosing the left or the right, but on preserving the constitutional framework that allows both to coexist. The goal is not uniformity, the goal is unity, not agreement, but shared commitment. In closing, let's quickly review today's insight. We learned that 1. America is like a coin with two distinct but necessary sides. 2. Neither political side alone represents the whole nation. 3. Diversity is a strength when guided by democratic principles. 4. Ideological absolutism threatens national stability. 5. Democracy depends upon shared rules, mutual respect, and civic responsibility. 6. America's future remains a choice, not a certainty. When these principles are embraced, political disagreement becomes constructive rather than destructive. Institutions become stronger, and national unity becomes possible without sacrificing diversity. If today's insight has been helpful to you, I encourage you to get a copy of my book, Neither Left Nor Right: The Battle for America's Democratic Soul. The book is available through Amazon and other major book retailers. Simply search for my name, Clarence R. Pearson, to discover this and my other published works. After reading the book, I encourage you to leave an honest review to help other readers discover this important conversation. I would also be honored if you would follow my Amazon author page to stay informed about future books, leadership resources, civic education materials, and new releases. Before you go, please follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Together, we can promote responsible citizenship, ethical leadership, civic trust, democratic resilience, and national unity. I have been your presenter, Reverend Dr. Clarence R. Pearson, Sr., helping you transform knowledge into wisdom, conviction into character, and citizenship into impact. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Insight from my book. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, stay hopeful, and continue investing in the future of our republic. God bless America, and may God bless you.